you have a horse in the race this Saturday?
I got 2 horses.
Who's the other one?
Angulo.
Oh, snap. I didn't know Angulo was up there with you. Okay, okay. Who's he fighting again?
You know, he was supposed to fight Chavez.
I remember
Chavez
that.
pulled his shenanigans. I don't know who he's fighting. The commission approved an opponent at the opponent yesterday, so I really don't know who it is.
Okay, how was camp up there with Joe Joyce?
You know, Joe Joyce is a talent. He's a young man that works very hard. He's adapted to us very well up there. He obviously has some skills. He won a silver medal, so I think that he's going to go a long way. It's just a matter of we have to push him a little quicker than we normally would push somebody because he's 33 years old. But we had a lot of fun. Great sparring. We had a lot of fun.
Joe Hanks. What type of problems does Joe Hanks present? Joe versus Joe. Remember that TV show?
Yeah, Joe Hanks at one time was a very highly regarded prospect. He was 20-0 or something like that before he got beat, or 21-0. I think Andy Ruiz was the first one to beat him. It just depends on what Jamal has brought back. I think the biggest issue with Joe is his mind. Jamal's got to work. He's got the skills. He's got the skills. He's got the size. He's got great hand speed. It just if Jamal can make him believe, we're gonna have a hell of a fight.
And moving forward, Fury left camp. Was there any? What went down with that?
He was there for 2 weeks. Big Bear is very difficult. Big Bear is very difficult because there's nobody there to pat you on the back. It's just hard work. Tyson Fury is the kind of fighter that needs to be seen. He needs to talk to people. He's the kind of guy that has to be a very social kind of guy. And Big Bear is not the place to be social. Big Bear is a place to work. Big Bear is a place to run. It's very, I say, primitive, desolate. So he needed to come down to where he could be interviewed, where he could talk about the fight, where he could sell it. And I think this is perfect. LA was a perfect place for him because he could do that.
Does that indicate his mental toughness? His mental toughness, would you say, is solid? How would you rate his mental toughness?
You know, I saw him
because
for 2 weeks.
Because you're leading to somewhere and you haven't said it. That's why.
I saw him for 2 weeks. I saw a man 6 foot, whatever he is, 10, 9, who's very mobile, very athletic, very deceptive, very awkward, very dedicated, but very focused on what this is about. This is World Championship, trying to prove. He's got a chip on his shoulder, trying to prove something. He's got a hell of a fighter on the other side, though. I've always said that anybody Deontay hits with the right hand is going to sleep for a couple weeks. So if he doesn't make a mistake, if Tyson doesn't make a mistake, I think that it's a heck of a fight. But if Tyson makes a mistake like he did against Steve Cunningham and he gets caught, then it may be the end of the fight.
Triple G, what's going on with that?
You know, we meet at the beginning of January with Triple G and Tom and some sponsors. We're going to find out then what's going on. But Triple G's on vacation.
Is Showtime in the running, or is it just ESPN in the zone?
No, that's a question for Tom. I know that there's a lot of them in the running because right now, the way after HBO getting out of it, it's all open season on everybody. So I really don't know. Tom would have to answer that.
I got to ask you, since WBC mandated Triple G versus Jamal Charlo, is that something that you would consider, or you're just simply saying?
From the beginning, I've said that Triple G is going to do what's best for Triple G. The WBC doesn't run Triple G's career. We'll do what's best for Triple G when we decide. When he decides, that's what we'll do.
So the answer is, it's more business than boxing at this stage of Triple G's career.
I think it's business for everybody. There's no reason. What's the reason?
No. But I'm talking because you're not adhering to a mandate. So what I'm asking,
when things were mandated before and they were pushed against Triple G, just like the IBF, nobody asked about that then. Who cares what? Nobody runs anybody's career. When Triple G is finished, when Charlo is finished, when Canelo is finished, the WBC, the IBF, and WBA are not going to be sending them a check. So they best do what's best for them. And these trinkets, these belts, they have their own agendas, you know. So these boys need to do what's best for them. And then if it happens to be that's what he wants, and that's what he wants. But that's up to Triple G.
What did you make of Tom Lawfer saying that Canelo's test was canceled when he requested that Triple G, when Vada requested that Triple G gets tested, he requested that Canelo gets tested, and he said that the test was canceled.
That's absolutely. He called me the day it happened.
Okay, feel free.
The day that it did. We just want to need a level playing field. If you're going to test it, I'm going to test too. Right? Golovkin has been available for testing. We were going to do the testing the next day, and for some reason it got canceled. You make whatever you want of it. we're willing to do it tomorrow. But don't just test me. Don't just test one guy and not test the other guy. You know, all the guys that are on that level should be tested anyway. I think that it's good for our sport.
Is Canelo a career cheater or a one-time cheater?
I'm not going to say he's a cheater. I'm going to say he made a mistake. Whether he made the mistake to cheat or he made the mistake because he ate it unknowingly. The only way we can clear ourselves, I think, is to volunteer, man. Volunteer. And I'm sure that with the kind of money that we're making at that level, I think that at the $20 or $25 or $50,000 is going to cost him to do the testing is something that would go a long ways towards people just shutting up. As he said the other day on some website, he said, "Shut mouths." Shut them again. Shut them. Just make sure that people are not talking about you. But that's up to him.
How much time does he have left, Triple J?
It all depends on the motivation. For these guys at this level, I think it all depends on what motivates them. If there's a challenge out there that motivates them, then yes, I think there's a lot of time. I think there's 4 or 5 fights. But if there's no challenges, then...
They just called you fighter to the stage.
Yeah, that's true.
Thank you, Abel. Thanks always being honest. Appreciate you, brother.
Hey, well, let me get you a quick second.